Timmins-James Bay.
Speaker, the Privacy Commissioner is mandated by Parliament to protect the privacy rights of Canadian citizens. So when she raises red flags about 1 million cases of warrantless snooping on the internet and telephone use of Canadians, she deserves answers. Instead, she's being stonewalled by both the telecoms and this government. So will the government just explain whether or not they approve of this open season on the use of data that belongs to Canadian citizens?
The Honourable Minister of Industry.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in fact, before we tabled Bill S4, the Digital Privacy Act, I spoke to the Privacy Commissioner and got her views on how to best move forward with modernizing Canada's intellectual property laws. I spoke to her this morning about the news, the story that's been in the news recently, and in fact, here's what she said about our Digital Privacy Act and our efforts to best protect Canadians online. She said, quote, "I welcome the proposals in this bill. This bill contains very positive developments for the privacy rights of Canadians. We work with the Privacy Commissioner, we protect the best interests of everyday Canadians, and we're making sure that we move forward to modernize our digital laws."
Member for Timmins-James Bay.
Mr. Speaker, there's the guy who was going to beat up on those big bad telecoms, but oh boy, when it comes to unwarranted snooping, let's all be polite here. You know, if Canadians are being spied on, they have a right to know. After all, Canadians are paying for this. The telecoms charge $1.25 every time the government comes snooping on Canadians. So if their numbers are right, that means Canadian taxpayers are paying over $1 million a year to be spied on. So will the minister confirm to this House how much taxpayers' money is being used every year in this warrantless snooping of the private work of Canadians online and on telephones?
Honourable Minister of Industry.
With respect, Mr. Speaker, I don't think my colleague quite understands the law. The Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act, Section 7, spells out very clearly the kinds of information that are being sought by different agencies of the government. And they all relate to, Mr. Speaker, they all relate to public safety, national security, and criminal investigations, Mr. Speaker. That's what this is about, Mr. Speaker. And, you know, we've moved forward, as I said, to further protect the privacy of Canadians online. The Digital Privacy Act does that. We've worked with the Privacy Commissioner in developing these proposals. We've put them before the Parliament of Canada. And if the NDP has any ideas that they want to bring forward to draw into our legislative process, we will entertain them, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Rosemont-la-Petite Patrie.